All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters over at Patreon. This is Pastor Dowell. As I continue, have my phone blowed up, and I have literally, since the majority of this shutdown, have been on the phone on an average of 8 hours a day, speaking with people, especially leadership, things that are going on around communities, homesteads, home fellowships, etc. And without fail, I've been meaning to talk about this. I guess I need to go ahead and talk about it right now and give everybody the conclusion in skinny what actually goes on within the human spirit. All right. Morning coffee. When you look at human contentions, and it's inevitable that in every facet of life, you're going to deal with some form of human contentions. Now, nobody likes dealing with them. Nobody likes having them. But the problem with human contentions is that somebody believes that they are superior to the one who they believe is inferior to them. And of course, this is the root of pretty much of all human contentions. All right. And it all boils down to the subject of who is more equal, who is more intelligent, who is more educated, who is more well-endowed, who is more stronger. And I can go on and on and on. That's the way that the world functions, but it's not the way that the order of Yah functions. And Yah's doing a lot of things to set his people up. But I've learned after, running this particular community for over 20 years and being the head of now 9 working viable communities, possibly, I think 10. I lose track right now. And I've learned, and I always teach the leaders, is that the main thing you're going to run up against is someone in their pride who believes that they should be the one in authority, or who believes that they should have things done their way, and their way is the only way and the right way, which is not true at all. But you're going to have to deal and learn how to deal with contentious people. Now, some people don't mean to be contentious. Let me give an example of how I operate here at Straightway, okay? How I operate here at Straightway is, let's say I come up with an idea in reference to building something, okay? Because we do a lot of building and we still have a lot of building to do. Or no matter what the project may be. I'm trying to use this as an analogy to try to educate us about humanity, okay? Hold on, some more coffee here. I will put forth what I'm planning on to have done, all right? And when we get there, of course, I'll square the building and stuff, and then I'll start giving out information. And then what I'll usually do is open up the door, no matter what stage it is, because I realize as a leader, I don't know everything. So I ask questions. I ask questions of the ones who believe and fancy themselves to be experts. I even ask questions of people who don't even have any knowledge of building whatsoever at all. The ideal is not whose answer is right or whose answer is wrong. The concept of this whole thing is what is the best answer and what is the best solution to what we're trying to accomplish. Makes no difference who comes up with it, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm the authority that's going to to decide which way we're going to go. I can either say yay or nay. Now, the problem comes in is when you have a brother will put forth what he believes to be right, and it gets rejected. And then after that rejection, they go on, instead of just going on with the accomplishment of the mission or the task at hand, they'll go and start spitting discords. They'll go and start dragging the job down because their ideal wasn't purported forward as the solution, and the leader decided to go another way. And so they believe that their ideal was superior. And so in that, they're not really all in. And that's not to say everybody. I'm just giving you an example to show you how you can have human contentions amongst many, many different things that will bring discord. And of course, what is one of the things that Yahweh hates more than anything? Of course, you can read about it in Proverbs 6:16. You can start there. But one of the things that he hates more than anything is he that soweth discord amongst the brethren. And you will find the leader putting forth an edict or a mandate. And you will find someone else who believe that they're equal to that leader in their own right or own mind, no matter what area it may be. There's some form of equality that they believe while they don't have position or title. And they'll go around and try to influence others. And if they can influence others, they'll keep them contentious amongst themselves. And then there's a spirit that comes along with them that everybody on the land, everybody can discern whenever there's not unity. And, you know, the real struggle about all this is, and it goes back to it again, is who's higher on the pecking order. Now, it takes time for a leader or anyone to come to the conclusion to take the best solution, because sometimes I personally don't have the best solution. I just literally don't. Myself and Elder Doug, we both are builders, all right? And we'll sit there and we will brainstorm over something. And when we brainstorm over something, we're not in competition of who's in authority, who's on first, who's on second, who's on third. We're sitting here, we're drawing out plans. I'll give him something. He'll go back on AutoCAD and he'll move stuff around. I say, well, just move it around over here a little bit. And then he'll go back and he'll try to move it around or try to get it to fit. And then he'll come back and say, well, I can't get this. This will not work because of this, and this. And there's no contention whatsoever at all in his spirit. Because he, like we don't care who comes up with the best form of action going forward. We just want the most successful action going forward. And it may not be my ideal, and it may not be his. Because what we want to do is whatever is best for Straightway, what is best for the saints. It has nothing to do with ego, has nothing to do with personalities, has nothing to do with I was right, you was wrong, such and such, so and so. I'll give you an example also. Again, let me give you another example. But, you know, myself and Elder Doug, we have that type of working relationship because the bottom line is I know I'm in authority. He knows I'm in authority. But we don't approach nothing concerning the working of the ministry or the community from that particular aspect or point of view. We don't do that. We're looking for the best solution, period. I remember one time years ago, we went down to Straightway, Georgia. All right. Brother Vernon and them had already squared up the bottom of the deck, and they was getting ready, and we're getting ready to hit into another aspect of adding on a roof to the deck so they can have an overhang, a nice little porch to be able to sit out on. And the elder roofers and them would tell you that that's just been a blessing of a blessing of a blessing for them, because it sure is nice to have a place to be able to sit out and relax. And he'll just tell you it's just been a blessing. All right. And so myself and Brother James, we packed up tools and we drove down there. Myself and Brother James did. Brother of the Year. And so we got there and I looked at the deck and we corrected a few things. Brother Vernon and them, I might add, did an excellent job. They did an excellent job. Pointed a few things out to Elder Rufus as far as attention to detail of what needs to be done over here and there. Because, you know, if you don't start something when you're building it from the very bottom and have it squared going all the way up, it's going to really mess up everything. And I've drove by places and I've had people in the vehicle with me, saints in the vehicle with me, and I'll say, look at that over there. And you'll see roofs like this, slanted like this or way off. And that's because the foundation was wrong. But anyway, they did an excellent job. On the deck, they did an excellent job. Brother Vernon did an excellent job finishing everything too. He did an excellent job. So what happened was we was entering into a difficult area of that particular project. And what that is you got valleys and hips. You have angles. You have miter cuts, compound miter cuts, things that saints may not be familiar with. And you have to get it right in order for it to come out right. And of course, I sat there, and the first thing I did was I pulled Brother James over to the side, and Elder Rufus was sitting right there with me. And I said, okay, brother. I said, either I can head this up or you can head this up. Makes no difference to me, but whoever is heading this up, the other one will follow. Brother James said, okay, Pastor, I'll head it up. I said, okay, I'm following you then. Because in a building project, you can't have two heads. You just simply can't. All right. And so we proceeded to go forth and with the roof. And Brother James is up there and he was calling out an angle of a particular angle on the roof. And I looked over at Elder Rufus, and I didn't embarrass him in any way, shape, fashion, or form. I just walked over to Brother James. I say, hey, you may want to look at that again because I don't think that that's the degrees that it is. Matter of fact, this is what it is. Oh, no, that ain't what it is. But see, that's another thing right there. You can tell when people have never been in leadership before. Because even though I subordinated myself to Brother James in this particular area right here, you can also tell the type of people's persons that he is. Because if he's just going to turn around and just, oh, no, without even considering or double checking what I'm saying and stuff, you can tell he's a proud man. You can just tell pride is just oozing all over the damn place. And that's the type of person that would never, ever admit fault. All right, you follow me? So anyway, Elder Rufus looked over me and I looked over him and I said, he'll catch it, watch. It'll come up here in a little bit, watch. And of course, as we go on, and then he pulls another tape, pulls another measure, and he says, you know what, Pastor? Yeah, I had that angle wrong. That angle is wrong. It's actually what you said. And I said, well, okay, good. Glory to the King. Let's go forward. And we moved forward. And I didn't grind him in the ground. I didn't point a finger at him. I didn't go over there and run to Elder Rufus and say, you see what I'm talking about? No. I just kept on with the project going. And I'm hoping that in that would have taught him something about life. Because the ideal is not as who's on first and what's on second, I am on third. The ideal is the accomplishment of the mission with integrity, truth, and honor. That's what it's all about. It's not about who made the best decision. You have to have an order of things. I don't care what you're doing. And then needless to say, the deck turned out successful. The builders, all of us, we know where there are a couple of flaws, but the naked eye, the person who doesn't know anything, including some of you that could be builders, you would never ever see it and never know. You would really meticulously have to get your square out. You have to get your tape out. You would have to, you've got to really truly look at it hard to find out where the imperfections were. Anyway, we accomplished the mission done successful, and it's still standing and it looks very dang good. I said that because the struggle in communities and in life is about who is higher in the pecking order. And when someone believes that they are higher in the pecking order, makes no difference whether nobody else believes it or not, if they can't accomplish or be what they believe or think that they are, they're going to sooner or later kick the traces. because they have not yet come to grips with that particular spirit. So I thought I said something here this morning to try to bring a little bit of education on human contentions. I'm going to get back to study here this morning because I really do relish my time that I have with the Most High Yah when I'm studying the scriptures. I want y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll talk to you a little bit more here as the days go by. Again, about some of the phone calls I got and also some of the disappointments I have with some of you who have been listening to me and been in the ministries and been in fellowship for a long, long time. And you are packing up your families, running across state lines to other Israelites who prepared. And this whole time, you have not done anything, and now you're scared. Because we have a mini SHTF here, and now you're scared, and it's just ridiculous. If anything, this should be a wake-up call for a lot of people. And again, the thank yous are still coming in. Like I said, number one, thank first the Most High Yah that you had the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and he gave you the comprehension and understanding that I'm the man of Yah for this day, time, and hour for us to help save his people. But yeah, all glory to the Most High Yah. And I'll say again, you're very welcome, and I'm nothing but a humble servant.